Okay, Coach, football, of course, back in L.A. and back at StubHub Center in Carson, California. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Tennessee Titans and the Los Angeles Chargers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Forced out to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On play action, they'll throw. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll look to throw now on first down. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. On first down, Turner. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, he's got Tyrell Williams. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Out of his end zone, Mariota. He rifles one that's intercepted. Desmond King picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver there, Allen, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Williams. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And he showcases the spin, a pretty good gain before he's taken down. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now they'll pitch it out. This is Gordon. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Titans offense now, they get set to head back out here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The pitch to Henry. And Henry's hit. He lost the football. With the former Volunteer Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Titans with a football here to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 3rd down and a yard to start things out. This up to the 46, good enough for the first. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. Throw right side, caught by Davis. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. First down carry for Henry. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Mariota now on 2nd down. Looking for the end zone. And this is caught. A very solid gain of 27. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. This Charger defense continuing to hold the line. Now it's a 3rd and goal situation. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. In for the score. And the Titans are able to strike for 6. Here's Chandler Catanzaro for the extra point. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Catanzaro out now as he'll kick this one away. Set to return it. Here's Turner. And a spin again. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed.
Super toe. An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll drop to throw. And it's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. Here's Drew Kaiser now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Gun!
And he'll take this one only up to about the 21. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Southern California after this. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. They'll run it now out of the gun. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
third down. Mariota steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Mariota had an 87-yard run as a rookie. This one a bit less, but it is a first down. First down, Mariota. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Throwing, Mariota. And it's incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Mariota. Caught right side, Davis. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. The Titans on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Play fake to Henry. Now Mariota. And that's caught by Smith. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And they'll get this down to the 10. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Mariota now to throw on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So 2nd and goal, and the big man Henry alone in the backfield. To throw is Mariota. Being chased out left. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone. The Titans on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and goal. From the gun, Mariota. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. That's complete, right around the 8. And he is not going to be able to get away as they swarm him for a loss shy of the goal line. They pass up the 3, fake it, it doesn't work. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down up past the 15. So we reach halftime here with the visiting Titans taking the lead into intermission. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
Second half begins with a run by Henry. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Second down, Mariota. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
A first down throw for Mariota. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and it'll make it second down. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's first and goal.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. They'll try again on second and goal after going backwards to the 12. They'll try to throw now. Mariota on the move to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Third and goal, Mariota. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. first possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Leopard! Leopard! All right, now, look at 56. Look at...
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Give him 30 yards there.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down. The Chargers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and forever.
Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw. Hard throw, incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone!
He'll drop to throw. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. And he loses the football a second time. And picked up by the Chargers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And he's got some space here. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the fumble recovery leads to to 6 points for the Chargers. The extra point up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. The punter Kaiser now out to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now a 2nd down throw for Mariota. Uncorks one for Davis. That's caught inside the 20. A big play, Mariota to Davis. 65 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Working out of the gun, Mariota. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Back now at the StubHub Center in Carson. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. The Titans on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Mariota. And that is incomplete. Adrian Phillips there to knock that one away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Tackled there by Monte Nicholson.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. Nifty move by Gordon. There goes Melvin Gordon. Past the 20. Touchdown, LA! Melvin Gordon, 76 yards. And the Chargers are going to take the lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 17-10 score. The punter Kaiser now out to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Mariota to throw it. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Joey Bosa able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a 1st down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Buying time to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
To throw, Mariota uncorks one for Davis, and he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Mariota now. Dancing to his left. And he comes back with one complete. And it's a big play there on 3rd down, but with the marker on the field, I don't think it's going to hold. Let's see. Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long. Here's Mariota. Uncorks one for Davis. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. On now is the Titans punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It's taken to the 26. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. So out come the Chargers. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green.
On 2nd down now. Turner, and the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their own 46. They begin with Henry. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Mariota now on 2nd down. Uncorks one for Davis. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Titans on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd down and 12. Now Mariota. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. The open man is Smith. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. First down, Mariota. Throw right side, caught by Davis. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 11 more on that one and another first down. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads them into the end zone.
Mariota gives to Henry. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. After the penalty, it's Henry. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan down on the field. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Back to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And he'll take it all the way out near the 30-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run on first down. Turner. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And that is incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
The Chargers on 3rd down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Now another timeout here called by the Titans, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Here's Drew Kaiser now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And look at this, it's a fake. So they get the first down. Maybe not a huge play in terms of yardage, but the fake punt does the job. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
One last shot now for Mariota. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, Charles, exciting to the very end. That's what we just saw in this game. Final play there, had it in the red zone. But anytime you're outside of the 10.